Hey everyone, Karen Winter here from beatingchronicfatigue.com once again. So I'm thinking about what I have to offer people. What I have to offer is 25 years experience working as a complementary medicine practitioner with kinesiology. But not only that, what I also have to offer is my personal experience on how I recovered from myalgic encephalitis in my 20s. I had pretty extensive health problems, from a severe Candida yeast infection all through my body to being highly toxic with mercury and heavy metals from amalgam fillings. And through using affirmations and the positive thoughts, I was able to recover from that, which what led me to coming back to Australia and learning kinesiology. I recovered from chronic fatigue. It was actually caused by the fact that I had severe pesticide poisoning. I grew up in New Zealand where they love to spray with Roundup, Network, Azulot, Malathion, 2,4,5-T, all those lovely things. Used to ride my bike going to school or going up to the shop to get bread and milk for mum and dad. And the local council would spray us with pesticides as we walked along the side of the road, or as we were rode past on our bikes. They also used to spray around the schools and the kindergartens and everywhere. So when I was medically diagnosed with myalgic encephalitis, I was being treated for severe pesticide toxicity all through my body, which is what contributed to that and the chronic fatigue, the candida and everything else I suffered at that stage. Now, in my late 20s, I recovered from that. By the time I got to my early 30s, I was pretty much fully recovered, back on my feet, interested in learning kinesiology and out there practicing it, which later led me to clearing all my blocks and issues around money, getting myself out of debt, travelling overseas, setting up my kinesiology practice, and doing a full-time diploma in health sciences, pretty much in that order, bizarre as it may seem. And then my health started to deteriorate. Little did I know that a mosquito bite from Richmond in inner city Melbourne, which caused my leg to blow up for 5 days and I could barely walk, was the downturn of further health issues. That was back in 1993. Now I went to my doctor. I had this huge purplish reddish rash all around my right inner ankle where the bite had. It actually spread to my foot and all the way up to my knee. Now it was the typical EM rash that you get when you get infected with Lyme disease. Unfortunately, doctors aren't trained to recognise and diagnose Lyme disease here in Australia, and I'd taken 3 days off work, so my doctor gave me a medical certificate saying, "Oh, you don't need antibiotics for that. Here's your medical certificate having 3 days off work." So off I went, believing her. Now, I did notice my health decline quite a bit since that time, and I often noticed I was feeling very tired and sleepish and fatigued at work. I noticed my energy going down. I noticed all sorts of things going on. I kept going to my doctor saying, "I'm not really feeling quite right. What's going on?" She'd run a whole lot of tests and say, "Oh, no, nothing. I can't find anything. You know, you're fine. Maybe you just need some more rest or catch up on sleep or whatever." Now, this went on for some 20-odd years before finally, in December, I think it was 2013, I was finally medically diagnosed with Lyme disease or borreliosis. Now, that led to another whole series of events. Being a complementary medicine practitioner, having already had a lot of work and balancing done with kinesiology, clearing up mercury, candida, heavy metals, and all sorts of things like that, they didn't consider I had Lyme disease because I wasn't lying on a couch dribbling and having spasms all day long and unable to take care of myself. Luckily, I happened to be taking some of the right herbs, which helped to keep the symptoms of Lyme disease down. So I wasn't as bad as what most people were, which is why they didn't initially think I had Lyme disease. Now, because I knew what to do, I'd done a lot of research, I'd already been working with a lot of patients with Lyme disease, I was actually able to effectively eradicate all the pathogens relating to borreliosis, babesia, Mycoplasma pneumonia, what else did I have? Helicobacter pylori, and all those other nasties that come with Lyme disease. and I completely eradicated all pathogens in only 15 months. So not only do I know how to clear up chronic fatigue syndrome, myalgic encephalitis, and borreliosis, I also have some of my own secrets in how to effectively get well from all of these fast, as well as some unknown knowledge about what the underlying cause of Lyme disease and borreliosis actually is. And I'm currently using myself as guinea pig and doing my own research on testing that, and so far so good. All this is going to be in my first and second books that I'm in the process of writing, but also this is what I have to offer people.